Question 1 says find the rate of change. It says it's constant. Find it. Explain what it means in this situation. So what you'll want to do is what's happening here as it goes up. And it goes up 25 as this goes up 1. So the cost is changing by 25 and the time is changing by 1. So that means that it costs $25 per day. Question 2 says the distance goes from 260 to 390, which is 130, in 2 hours. It continues to increase 130 as time increases by 2 hours. So the rate of change is 130 miles in 2 hours. If you simplify that, you're going to get 65 miles per hour. So when you explain, you just say you travel 65 miles per hour. Number 3 says find the slope. You don't have any dots given to you. You have to choose them. I'm just going to pick out 2 good dots. I'm going to count the rise over the run. The rise is sometimes a fall. This is one example because it goes down. It goes down 1 and over 4. Down 1 over 4 is M. Now, I also ask you to identify the y-intercept. The y-intercept on this one is here. It's at -2. So if you were to write that equation, it would be -1/4 x plus -2. Probably want to go ahead and write it as y equals -1/4 x minus 2. I would let you count either one of those right, but more often than not, the bottom one's going to be what you're going to see. I'm not going to hit the pause button. I think that's what's causing that video to stall when I upload it. So I'm going to let it go. It's going to be a little bit longer. You're just going to have to bear with me, okay? Question 4. Again, it asks you to find a slope. So I'm going to start here and go to here. And I'm going to do that by finding the rise over the run. We always move from left to right. And if you move from left to right, it goes up 1 and over 3. So it's 1/3. The y-intercept you need to identify is 2. So this one is 1/3 x plus 2. Bless you. Number 5. Find the slope as it passes through these points. This is x of 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. If you forget how to label, let that be what trips you up. Plug these in. Y sub 2 is 1. Y sub 1 is 7. X sub 2 is 10. X sub 1 is 1. 1 minus 7 is -6. 10 minus 1 is 9. But I can simplify that, so I need to simplify it. It's going to be -2/3.
Okay. Number 4, the answer was slopes 1/3, y-intercepts 2. So our equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 2. When we applied the formula for number 5, we got -6/9, which is -2/3 when you simplify. Number 6 asks us to find the mistake. Well, the best way to find a mistake is to try to work the problem yourself. This is x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So we plug that in. It should be 17 minus 1 over 18 minus 14. What does it appear the mistake is? They switched the y values. Okay. Number 7, what is the y-intercept? -2. What's the slope? Is it 0 or undefined? 0. Y-intercept is -2. It doesn't ask you for the equation, but this is what it would be. Y equals -2. Number 8, same kind of question. Is your slope 0 or -2? I mean 0 or undefined? Undefined. Number 9, which plant was the tallest at the beginning? You just look. Pick out your tallest plant at time 0. It's this one. And according to the chart at the bottom, that's plant number what? Which one had the greatest rate of change? Which one grew the most? Let's find the rate of change for each one. Plant 3 grew, I'm going right there, right here. It grew 2 inches in 3 weeks. Okay? The solid line is plant 1. I'm going to go from here to here. It grew 3 inches in 5 weeks. Plant 2. It looks like it grew 1 inch in 3 weeks. Now, I don't know which of those is bigger until I compare them with a calculator. 1/3, 3/5, 2/3. Which of those is larger? Which of those is larger? The bottom one. 0.666 is bigger than 0.6. That one right there's got a 0 behind it. That one's got a 6 behind it. So that's also the greatest rate of change. Plant 3. Number 10. What's the slope? 4/3. What's the y-intercept? -3. 11. All you got to do is write the equation. Y equals, very good, 1x plus 4. Number 12. Or I could just write it as y equals 1/4 x minus 3/4. Good. Number 13. Write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. So I've got to identify some things. Find our slope. Up 6/2. Can I write that as 3? Can you identify the y-axis, the y-intercept? What's that? -1. So what do I write in my equation? Or I could write it as y equals 3x minus 1. Number 14, same thing. Got to pick out the slope. What do you notice about that line in 14? It's going down. It goes down 3, and it goes over 10. -3/10. What's the y-intercept? It's right here, y'all. You're going to estimate it to be 1/2. I'd let you put 0.5. That's fine. 1/2, 0.5. So this equation is y equals -3/10x plus 1/2. Okay. Now we have not studied. We got to graph the next one. We're going to graph it. Use the slope and the y-intercept to graph the equation. We're going to always start with the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept here? Right there. From that y-intercept, I need to apply the slope, which tells me to go what? From that dot, don't go back to the origin, go from that dot. Up 3/4. Draw the line. Can we do that? Okay, 16. A line passes through these 2 points. Follow these steps. On which one? We just graphed it. That's it. It'll be a multiple choice question tomorrow, and you will choose the one that's correctly graphed. It's supposed to go up from left to right, and it's supposed to have a y-intercept at -3. Okay? So 16, the point goes from 1 to negative, it's 1, -5, -3, 7. Step 1, find the slope. So it's 7 minus -5 over -3 minus 1. Which is -3. So I've found M. Step 2, y equals -3x plus b. Step 3, choose a point. Which one you want to use? Okay, so here I go. This is x and this is y. I'm going to use it here. Those can't say sorry. Okay, got it plugged in. Y'all with me? Okay. Got a little math to do. That's 9. Subtract the 9 from both sides. B is -2. Okay, so you've identified M and B. Last part here, this was part 4, right here. Here's part 5. Y equals -3x minus 2. Okay? Now on the test tomorrow, it might ask you, I might have to tell you that this is what I want you to do instead of what the test asks you to do. Okay? Because I think it asks you to do something different. Everybody good with 16? Is 17? It's not the last one, is it? There's some more. Okay. 17 says 2, -1, and 8, 4. Same process. Step 1, find the slope. So it gives me 5 over 6. Is that what y'all got? Okay. Step 2. Step 3, choose a point. Okay. That's x and that's y. So it's going to be 4 equals 5, 6 times 8 plus b. What's 5, 6 times 8? 40 over 6, 20 over 3. And the next step is to subtract that. So we'll get -8/3 is what I got. Which is what you got? So y equals 5, 6x minus 8/3. Any questions on that? We good? Okay. 18. Is it linear? Well, I don't know. Let's see what it's doing. How much does it go up? From -2 to -7. Does it increase or decrease? From -9 to -5. Increase of 4. From -7 to -12. Down 5. And this continues to go up 4. It goes down 5 and up 4. So yes, and slope is -5/4. We're not going to model it with an equation. We're just going to do that. Identify. What happens here? What's it go up by? And then it goes up 1, and then it goes up how many? 2. And over here it goes up 4, 4, and 7. Is that the same relationship? No. So it's not linear. Yes. It's how is the y changing and how is the x changing? Well, if this had been, if I'm going to put it in my calculator, 1/4, 2/7, and they're not the same. If I had 2/8, it would be. And that's what you were asking. Okay, 20. Why is it not possible to write this equation? Well, let's find the slope. -9 minus -5. It's -4. -8 minus -8. 0. Can you have 0 on the bottom? Slope's undefined. Last two. What do you do to solve for y? So 2y equals -6x plus 12. Okay. What next? Got to get y all alone. Good. That's my answer to the first one. Second one, not as difficult. 12/2. You divide every little piece by 2. Okay. Is there another question? No? Everybody good with that? Make sense? Okay, what part doesn't make sense? This? Okay, because this 12 doesn't have an x, so you can't really combine those. They just both get over here on this side. What do we need to do to this one? We want to keep that, but we want to get rid of this. So we're going to add it. We're going to add it on the other side, but it really doesn't combine with anything. So this is what it's going to say. You're going to want to write 17 plus 3x, but put it in there like that. Because that way the slope and the y-intercept are in the normal places.